Well, it's time to make another video, and I wanted to bring you along. And Joe, hey, didn't we see these cabinets last time? Yeah, last time I showed you how to properly clean off areas where your door silencers go, taking off some old door silencers with some proper removal product that I got, and how to install these little door silencers and a little bit about that. This time, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about adjusting these doors. And these doors actually look pretty good for garage doors, garage cabinet doors. I'm not really too concerned about it. The only thing is, you might have types of cabinets like this with this type of hinge in here. See, like this? This is like a concealed type hinge, okay? And there's ways to adjust the doors with that. Did you know that? If you didn't know how, this is what this video is all about. So stick around. Let's see that. That's the door chattering from on this side. See, it's not anything over there. I'm not even sure where that's hitting, because the cabinet, the adjustable shelves are right here. It shouldn't be hitting anything. Why is it still making that noise? I'm not quite sure exactly why it's doing that. Let's just, for kicks, put another one up here. Still, see, that almost made it worse, didn't it? It could be that that the hinge needs to be adjusted. And I look over here. I'm gonna put this one back on here on my little thing. And sure enough, it's this edge right here. I'll show you that. Look at the edge of this cabinet door. You see the nice gap up there? That's about the gap that you want. Now look down here. This is tight. How could that be? Well, each cabinet has adjustments on there. I wasn't even going to go into this, but let's see if I can't quickly adjust this particular cabinet. In fact, I'm gonna end up making another video on how to do some other adjustments. And it looks like, let's see here. There's different adjustments on here, but I believe it's this back one. And let's just see. I loosen that up. I can pull that away. See that there? That just slid it away. I want to look up at the top, and it looks about the same, about right there. Right about like that. Okay. Now, let's see what happens here. Let's look on the gap over here on the side. Look at that. There's no gap. I should have pulled it out a little bit further. Okay? All right, that's all right. You don't get it fixed the first time, try it again. Okay, and these particular hinges, not all hinges are the same, but I'm gonna hold my hand back here so I can tell about where to get that adjusted. Okay? Now, let's check it again. See there? Look at that. The gap is the same. Going all the way up there. Son of a gun. Now, when I open and close these doors, this particular door on the right-hand side, it should be fine now. See? Look at that. That's what it was. Now, I can go along here and do the same for all the other cabinets. And I could also make adjustments. See the gap between the doors? See how big that gap is? Look how big that is. Now, look at this one over here. It's just as big. Look at this. See how big it is right there, and then it goes up there to a little bit smaller gap. I can adjust that. Here's another big gap. In the garage, I'm not really concerned too much about that, but I can make that gap smaller, okay? And that's something that I'll show you. Now, one of the things I can do when I get ready to adjust doors and stuff, I also like to check the knobs. And I just noticed this one's loose, and there's just a screw on the inside, Phillips screw, and I can hold on to this and turn it, just tightening it up. Sometimes, depending what kind of handle you have, maybe you feel like it's loose a little bit and you can't tighten it up from the back side. Then if that's the case, hold your Phillips screwdriver hard, and sometimes you can turn the handle by itself rather than turning the screw. Okay? But I thought I had checked these earlier. Nope, here's one too. This one right here. So I'm holding on to the back side. I'm just taking this and tightening it up. And I can also kind of twist on the handle as I go. Okay? That's nice and tight. And since I'm here in the garage, I've only got a couple cabinets. See, that one's loose too. I thought I checked these before. Okay, I'm not left-handed too well, but I can turn this a little bit and then hang on to it and turn it with my right hand. Okay, that's good. And let me just check this last one here. I was going to say, yeah, I come up here to do it, and both of them will be tight at that point. See there? All it took was a little bit, and that's okay. You know, if I'm going to do something, I like to do it right and do it all the way. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you how to get these cabinet doors a little bit closer, especially if these were in your kitchen. Can you imagine if these were in your kitchen and the light is on? You can see your glasses in there, you can see your shelves going across there and stuff. So I can check on here. That is pretty well flush. And I look at the gap between these two sets of doors, because these are two cabinets. See in here, they just did cabinets, garage cabinets, and this is like a 3-footer, and then they put another 3-footer together, screwed those together, put it up there. And then we've got two cabinets over here. See, from there to here. They weren't special made or anything. They just went to the hardware store, measured this, and figured out what they want. And good Lord, I would never, if I built a house or there was no cabinets on the walls, I would never put something like this. I have no idea why they did that. They must have had something set on this shelf right here. See, they have an electrical outlet. They also have a telephone jack right there. And they must have thought, okay, you know, we want this to sit on a bench, put our boots on before we go out or whatever. I would have done full height cabinets probably with full height doors, you know, 8 foot tall or 6 foot 8 tall, something like that with some adjustable shelves. But hey, que sala, sala, right? This is what I've got, and this is what I'm going to make do for now. And if I do any more cabinets in here, I might do some full height ones over here up against this wall, let's say. Or, you see, I don't have much room here. Most garages don't have a window in there like that. But, you know, hey, whatever. That's how it came, and that's what we get to live with. But for this, I'm looking at the height. I always want to look at the height. And I can see right there, see this cabinet is just a hair lower than this one. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. The first thing I can do is adjust it to get this cabinet door to go up. How am I going to do that? Now there's a couple different ways, and if you look on here, there's adjustment screws. Okay, usually you'll see two adjustment screws. That inside one, this one here, if you loosen that up, you can pull the cabinet door out a little bit or push it in a little bit. You know, if you got a bowed cabinet door, something, you can do that. Or in this one, if you watch that other video when I put the door silencers on, I put them on and it still sounded like it was hitting, and I thought, what is going on? And the gap here was tight. This hinge was pushed in all the way, and I adjusted, I pulled it out a little bit to match. The top was already like that. Okay, that's the type of gap you want on the side. between the edge of the cabinet, back of the door, and the front face of the actual cabinet, about like that. This was pushed in all the way. That's one way to adjust that, is I unscrewed this back screw and then just a little bit, and then I pulled this cabinet door out a little bit, tightened up the screw, and now it works fine on that. But that didn't get it any closer. That didn't get this gap closer, did it? Well, that's what the next screw is for, and that's what I'm going to show you. This screw right there. If you screw it in or out, the door, that puts the angle of this hinge out, which then pulls the door closer. Money. Think about stuff like this and make sure if your cabinets aren't adjusted properly, know that now you can do it yourself. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.